Hello and welcome back to Pentiment. We are continuing to go around town trying to find out information on Tassing's history. So, I think we're going to start with Andreas today. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Magdalene. How is Klaus? Rissy and I are very worried. Oh, so he did marry. Because last thing that he was speaking to Andreas about was him going, I'll never find the love of my life. I once saw somebody in this foreign town, but I never went back there and all that sort of stuff. But hey, that's cool. Let's be honest. Not well, Andreas. May God look after you both. We've had enough tragedy in this town. Has Gertrude been by to see him? I'd trust her over that doctor. He's not reliable. Well, he's all Dad and I have. I don't know what to do, Andreas. Oh, Magdalene, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't gossip. If there's anything Ressie and I can do for you, let us know. I will. Thank you for your kindness, Andreas. It's nothing. I owe your father more than I can say. Take care, Magdalene. Okay, can we find out who... Ah, there's Ressie. Hello. Hello, Mistress Drukerin. How was Klaus? Andreas and I have been terribly worried. Well, he's been better. He'll pull through. I have faith. If there's anything we can help you with, let us know. Andreas is always ready to provide. He and Klaus have been friends for a long time. If you don't mind, you weren't born in Tassing, am I right? Oh, so he did go back to that other town to find Ressie. That's cool. No, I'm originally from Innsbruck. How did you arrive here? The twists of Providence are sudden and unpredictable. I was but a young girl selling all manners of wares on the market, pots and the like. One day this man appears to the stall, all jitters and nerves, stammering over his words, but charming in a way. We spoke at length. I was intrigued and soon enamoured, as if a candle had been lit. Andreas is a man of talent and means, after all, blessed with a kind soul. Okay. How does it feel to leave home for someone so far away, uprooting yourself from the life you had? Frightening, to be sure, leaving Innsbruck, my friends and family behind. But it was exciting as well, going off to find new opportunities and build a new life. There wasn't much I had to look forward to in Innsbruck. Few prospects for a poor girl. I couldn't see myself sitting at the market continuing to sell odds and ends. Sometimes there are risks we just have to take. That's very inspiring, Ressie. I'm glad you found happiness here. We all struggle in this world, but the moments of joy outweigh the bad. It's how God has set the world, His benevolence guiding us through it all. I feel I've been blessed, and it's not been all bad for Andreas either, heh. I assist him with the bookkeeping side of the smithy and other things. You must be very good with numbers then. The smithy provides a crucial trade. The market's taught me well, and I'm a fair bit more comfortable with numbers than Andreas, to say the least. Can't tell you any true answers, but I hope I provided some encouragement. Don't forget you are important as well, and deserve to live your life. Alright, I have to assist Andreas with a few things. Be well, Magdalene. Until later, Therese. Okay, cool. Nice end to their storyline. So we got Matilda and Wojslav. Wojslav was a monk last we saw him. And Matilda was a nun, wasn't she? Wait a second. Wojslav was the monk who told us who told Andreas not to tell anyone about Matilda's involvement potentially in the murder of Baron Rothvogel. Now that is interesting. Hello. Oh, I guess that isn't interesting. Hello, Matilda. God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Matilda. Hello, Wojslav. How are you two? Very well. The Lord has blessed us more than we deserve. And how are you, Magdalene? I was worried with you keeping the house and workshop all on your own. Let me bring by some soup for you and your father. Dad would love that. I've hardly had a moment to cook a hot meal. Between your father, the shop, and the mural, I'm surprised you're not dead on your feet. He's very lucky to have such a devoted daughter. And before you worry about imposing, you're not. Taking care of our neighbours is how Tilda and I serve Tassing. Our vocation may have changed, but not our gratitude to God and the town. But our gratitude to God and the town has not. Okay. It's hard to imagine you two ever lived in the Abbey. Sometimes those days feel like another lifetime. A harder time to be sure. Were the Benedictines anything like the Poor Clares? We lived simple lives of devotion, but not that simple. I'm given to understand they don't make art in the convent now. Such a shame in that beautiful workshop. In any case, a nun's vows include dedication to a simple life with all the challenges that entails. But I struggled with my vows, my discipline. I couldn't live as my sisters did. I broke my vows, as did Wojslav. Of course. We gotta go with the barb every time. My God, Matilda, was there no one else? Magdalene Druckerin. Oh, leave her be, Tilda. I know I've seen better days. Nonsense, you're as handsome as the day we met. So you left the Abbey? Though no one learned of what we did, the matter ate at my heart. That and being falsely accused of murdering the old Baron terrified you, and rightfully so. Wait, did we accuse her? I don't remember accusing her, but okay, maybe we did. We must all account for our sins, Magdalene. I was afraid I would account for mine sooner than I thought. Maybe it was just questioning her that caused her to have the same realization. Not sure. Those were the hardest years of my life. I repented and prayed to God to absolve me. But the Lord always provides, even in the darkest days. The Abbey's destruction gave us a second chance. It must be strange to leave that life after so long. Well, I will admit it's been strange not being able to enter the convent. I miss the sisters terribly some days, but truthfully, it's been a relief not to be constrained by my vows. The Lord forgives more readily than man, Magdalene. Never think you must remain in a place that causes you to sin, even if others think it godly. I never realized you two went through so much together. The revolt covered up many sins, yes, including many of our own. Only by the grace of God are we in this life together. May it be many more years before we part. God willing. Anyway, Magdalene, I'll send that soup over to you shortly. God bless you both. God bless you, Magda. God bless. Okay, interesting. Who have we got here? So we got Elsie. So she is the widow of Lenthart. Magdalene, dear. And of course we have Anna, hat stealer. Oh, and Andreas. Hi. How is your father? He's doing better, I think. You have my prayers. You'll need them with Werner on the case. Anna, do not speak ill of the good doctor. He's doing his best. He's a bitter, washed-up drunkard. Everyone knows it. We all have eyes. Yet we ought to trust and believe in him. It may inspire him to be better. Hasn't he had enough time to become better? We're all always growing and becoming more as people, Magdalene. Tell that to whoever he gets killed with his incompetence. No matter, I'm just glad to be sitting down for a moment. I'm so tired. Andreas and Ulrike can wear down even the most vigorous person. So Ulrike, or Ulrike, however you say it, right. So that was the name, or that was close to the name of the baker. She's the baker's daughter, And she stole Andreas's hat, so that's why her other child is called Andreas. Just going through the connections. Not even young Otts could keep up with those two. The blessing and curse of small children. Heh. Mom. Ulrich, is she all right? Oh yes, she wanted to run off and hide so I could find her. After I've caught my breath for a moment. Haha. I don't think she appreciates me taking this long. You're not playing along, Andreas, hiding like your sister? No. This young man won't lose sight of his mum. Say, Magdalene, perhaps could you perhaps go find Ulrich in my stead? Of course, I'd be delighted. Wonderful, she's somewhere in town, although I'm not sure where by now. She ran up the street towards the bakery. I imagine you can find her by the giggling, hehe. I'll be off then. Alright, see these people later. Who have we got? We got Fabian and Ursula. So Ursula is the child of the Gertners. I don't know who Fabian is. And apparently it's not important. Hey Ursula. Yeah, apparently it's not important to know who either of them are. Hey Otts. Hey Mags. Got your way with the mural, huh? Didn't expect you to convince the council like that. I didn't expect the council to pick a half-wit like you for the council. Or I didn't expect the town to pick a half-wit like you for the council, so I guess we're all disappointed. Jesus, Mags, I meant it as a compliment. The rest of the council has been arguing over the matter for so long I couldn't even get a word in. Then you come in and shut them up in a few minutes. We could use more women like you in the town. There are plenty of opinionated women in town. Want to let us join the council? Well, you'd have to take that up with the Lord. Besides, I don't think any of them are as hard-headed as you. You're the exception, Magdalene. You always are. Clearly you haven't forgotten about Clearly you've forgotten about Agnes. She doesn't suffer fools gladly. That's not what I meant. She's not... Oh, never mind. Forget about it. Anyway, standing up to the council like that was great. I know I'm on the council, but sometimes it doesn't seem like I have any influence. Otts actually seems insecure about his place on the council. Well, he's always poking fun at me too. Maybe I should remind him he's not that important after all. Or he may be an ass sometimes, but I don't like to see him so upset. Let's not make him upset. You know, we'll get in the barbs while we can, but you know, we don't want him to be you know, insecure about himself. Maybe I should reassure him. Let's see what we're gonna say here. Let's say, let's go the middle ground. You are the youngest member of the council. The others have more life experience. Yeah, let's go with that. Yes, but how am I supposed to gain experience if I'm not involved in making decisions? Being the youngest one on the council has been harder than I thought. I know Baltus and Werner don't think I'm capable, and even Paul has warned me about being too rash. My dad died trying to make a difference in this town. All I'm trying to do is carry on his legacy, but it seems that the others won't make room for any change. Well, keep pushing Otts. They're stuck in the past, but we're looking towards the future of Tassing. Thanks, Mags. Magdalene. It'll take time, but maybe they'll listen to me eventually. Oh well, better get back to it. See you later, Mags. Alright, let's go into his house. Who have we got here? So we have the Kreuzners. Black Till. Hello. God bless you, Magdalene. God bless you, Till. Do you have a moment? Of course. What do you need? Ott says you've been obsessed with your painting. Well. Hey, I have other interests too. I made up a story for Andreas and Ulrich about Saint Marit slaying a great minotaur in a labyrinth hidden beneath the abbey. The mural is just my main focus at the moment, given my dad's condition. Yeah, that's sweet of you. Paul's a good man, but he's too much in his head to tell a good tale. Anyway, what was it you wanted to know? I'm looking into the early history of Tassing for the first part of the mural. Mother Illuminata said your grandfather read about the history of this town. Ah, fertile fields, that is. Seems like old pot shards and Latin trivia were all he ever talked about. All of Grandad's reading came from the Abbey's library, though, and you know what happened there? Ah, poof, up in smoke. So you don't have any of his old books? Only a few. Grandad tried to buy some when the Abbey fell on hard times, but they were too expensive. Ah, but I can show you something better than books. Don't keep me in suspense. Didn't your dad ever teach you patience? I'm trying to build up some anticipation here. Right, so we don't have any books on the old pagans, but we do have their stuff. Shards of ceramic pots, and animals, and bricks from what looks to be an old forge, mountains of salt. Even found a little bear carved from amber. Where are you keeping all these things? Nowhere, we just toss them into piles with the rest of the rocks and root clumps. Sure, it's interesting, but we can't do much of anything with the stuff except look at it. Where did you find all this stuff? Oh, it's not just me. Carl finds things, Fabian too, any farmer would tell you the same. It's all out there in the fields, under the dirt. Ain't go one season without turning up something. What do you think it all means? I don't follow. Where do you think they all went? I expect a lot of them were killed by the Romans. Or each other. We find bones, too. Like human sacrifice? No, feels more like skirmishes or regular burials. They're arranged all nice, or else in big clumps. All mixed up with spearheads and axes and shields. Not so different from today, really. You mentioned something about salt. Did the pagans start the mine? Had to have, I'd say. Most people think it was a Roman project, but I think the Romans just dug out whatever was already there. That's why Tassing was so important to the Romans in the first place. Salt. I've always wondered why they settled in such a small alpine town. Do you think there's anything left of the pagans down there? Oh, I don't know, but anything they left would have to be better preserved than what we dig out the fields. Magdalene, tell me you ain't thinking of going down there. What if there's stuff that could help me with the mural? Magdalene. That mine is hundreds of years old. You could break your neck just getting in there. Orpheus made it back from the underworld, didn't he? I'll be fine. Maybe so, but he mocked the gods and fails in his quest, Magdalene. Don't take him as an example. Imagine how your dad would feel if you got hurt. Oh, we failed to make him help us because we were impatient. He doesn't have to know, you won't tell him, right? I'm not lying to your father, so you can put yourself in harm's way. Now you're a clever girl, so I don't doubt you'll find a way in if you've set your mind to it. But I can't help you, Magdalene. It would break your father's heart if something happened to you. You can't stop me getting down there. Oh, don't I know it. This has been a big help. Glad to spread some knowledge around. Important for folks to know their past. You think all this pagan stuff will make it in the mural? I can bring some of the things the boys and I found to the rat house tomorrow if that would help at all. That'd be great. I'm glad you're taking an interest, Magdalene. I thought no one cared about pagans but me and my granddad. I should warn you, if you do head into the forest, keep an eye out for the Lord's men. They're strict, worse now than they used to be. I'll be careful until tomorrow. Until then, the Lord's men are in the forest? Oh dear, we went and explored that whole place. Okay, so we have Christina and Eva. Hello, Christina. Hi, Magda. Hello, Christina. What are you doing today? Helping Mom. Otz is right. You're really pretty. Huh. He said that? Uh-huh. I heard him and Kraft. Hee hee. Don't tell. It's a secret. I definitely won't. Haha. You're funny, Magda. Oh, okay. More information about Otz. Hello, Eva. Hello, Eva. Magda, darling. Otz isn't here, I'm afraid. Alright. I think he wandered off towards the rat house. Something about the council, but if you ask me, I think he's looking for you. Doesn't he do any real work? Oh, yes. He's always working on town council business these days, and he's still working at mastering carpentry too. I suggested a few years ago he take up an apprenticeship, but he was determined to remain in Tassing. I think he's more comfortable here, even if that means he'll never be the craftsman Otto was. I'll help him how I can, but there's only so much I know how to do. Besides, I think he feels like he's taking care of me instead of the other way around. Funny how time does that. Let's see what we're going to say. Let's just go with the top one. I don't think we want to bring up old stuff. I don't think we want to talk about Otz wanting to leave. I think we'll just say the top one. It's good of him to stay. I would worry you'd be lonely otherwise. Oh, even if he had gone, I wouldn't be alone. I have Mom and Jorg and the rest of the family to take care of. Besides, they keep me busy. I'll never want for anything with Otz and the community here in Tassing. I miss my husband, but I'm proud of Otz. He's growing into a capable young man. I'm excited to see him grow into a husband and father. He'll make a wonderful parent. If he ever grows up, that is, he still acts like a boy half the time. Oh, that's the way of men. The Lord gave them lofty spirits that need to exert themselves. Give it time, Magdalene, you'll see. All men are tempered by marriage. If you say so. Anyway, I'm sure you have things to do. I'll let you get back to them. Always good to see you, Magda. You too, Eva. Okay. Well, now we get to leave. And we get to explore the next place along. Right, so Church and Druckers. So we've been to the church and we started in the Drucker house, so it must be Central Town next. Ah, Kraft. Oh, so Kraft is the son of Steinauer. Well, I guess whatever. Lucky, that was his name. Yeah, so Kraft's his son. Okay. Hey, Magdalene. Is Lucky still around? No, so he must have died in the rebellion as well. Or afterwards. Hey, Agnes. Good morning, Magdalene. Brisk weather today, isn't it? And Kraft is still out there working with Father Thomas to repair the church. I worry about that boy sometimes. He works the stone, but I'm not always sure he has his mind set on it. Well, he's working hard to mend the holes his father made in Tassing. I don't think we're going to say that. Masonry is a good trade. Everyone needs a stonemason now and then to repair things. That they do. Lucky always harped on about being honest and trustworthy, about how being honest and trustworthy is the most valuable currency. However, in this life, hard work and reputation matter the most. Kraft has taken that to heart, I think. He does a lot of good for the town. I've offered to find him an apprenticeship for him, but he won't make his damn mind up. He deserves a chance at the life he wants. He has lived in his father's shadow for too long. He is a good man, Agnes. You should be proud. Thank you, Magdalene. I've done my best for my household, despite what happened in the past few decades. Ah well, you didn't come here to hear me ramble on about my family. What can I do for you? I thought you might have some additional remedies for my father. Our Werner's not enough. I understand Klaus's condition is dire, but I thought Werner would be able to provide something. I know it won't save him, but I want to try everything I can. Every little bit helps. I understand. Let me see what I can whip up. I can't promise anything, but God willing, I pray it provides some small help. Thank you, Agnes. Of course, Magdalene. Take care. Okay, so now we've done that, we've got another thing for Klaus. We got soup, we got sandwiches, we got, more. I think we found her. We've now got some more medicine. We're just collecting things as we go around town for him. Oh, I wonder where she could be. She could be... Oh, there she is. Ah, and she has the hat. Aha, there you are. Hee hee, you found me. But you can't find me again, Mag. Okay. Into the bakery. Just check if anyone else is here. Nope, just Gret. Hello, Gret. Magdalene, darling. Good morning, Gret. It smells heavenly in here. Oh, haha, I've just finished rolling out some raisin bread. I thought that Andreas and Ulrich could use a treat today. Any special occasion? Oh, not really. I didn't want the raisins to go to waste. Besides, I like to drop in on Anna and see my grandchildren. I'm more blessed than I imagined I would be. Paul and Anna make such a lovely pair. Ulrich wouldn't believe his eyes if he saw us now. I wish he could see his grandchildren. Well, I always did think it was strange that your daughter married the son of the man who killed your husband. You're right. I was angry when Anna first took a liking to young Paul. He was always a quiet boy, but I was afraid he'd turn out like his father. Well, I needn't have worried. Paul is a good man and a good father. He's built this town back up from what it was. Else dots on those children more than I do. She's certainly come a long way from the meek woman I met. Well, really, she seems so kind though. I can't imagine her as anything else. I don't think we want to say the last one, as we didn't actually know Lenthart as this character, so let's just choose the middle one. Ah, well, Lenthart was a hard man to live with. He had a firm hand. You wouldn't know it by how she and Paul are, the kindest souls you'll ever meet. I've been chatting too long, my does need tending. Please excuse me, Magdalene. Of course, Gret, until later. Alright, time to leave. And to the North Town. Ah, well, the rat house is certainly all together. The rat house is the biggest building in Tassing. Altus's clock took ages to build in place. Hey, Carl. Good day, Mistress Drukerin. So is this isn't somewhere we need to go. It's also unexplored on our map, I just noticed. Let's go in. Do a little exploration. That's where a mural would be. And the next part. And the next part. Okay. Sure. So this is somewhere we're going to have to come at the end of the, investigation. Stolt's house. Let's go. Do we know that Werner isn't here? Is there anything we can find in here? I don't know what I'm looking for. Nope. Nothing to find. Let's go. And then, I wonder where she could be. Oh, there she is. Gotcha. Oh, you found me again. Wait here. I'll find a better spot. Okay. And in here. Okay. Who are you? I mean, I know who this is. Is this your son or, like, a relative? What a mess. I don't know how Baltus can get anything done with all this in the way. Let's speak to him first. Magdalene. Yes? The cinnamon has just arrived for the beer. You're making beer? Well, yes. It's for the Christmas celebration. Already, we're barely into November. The wheel of time stops for no man, but it's going to be wonderful. Cinnamon, coffee from Ethiopia, cacao from the New World. Jesu Christu, Accia ha dano fes tutto. Jesus Christ, he who has money can do everything. Problem? Of course not, it's your money. Anyway, I'm quite excited about it. Clearly. Such alchemy is not normally my strong suit. And for all of Nazio's complaints about the cost, the base rye we're using is free. Given the other ingredients, I'd imagine it doesn't make much of a difference to the cost. Yes, at least someone around here is aware of the costs. Do I, or do I not, have more than enough to cover everything 10 times over? Of course, but... Then I don't want to hear another word about it. The farmers had so much rye this year, they just couldn't use it all. Gret has made as much bread with it as she could, but she wound up having to throw a lot out. So why not make beer? Yes, why not? Thank you. Do you know Tassing salt mine? I need to find a way in. Any chance you could help me? To get into the salt mine, yes, you must be on quite the adventure. Ideally we could rig up a double pulley system to lower and raise yourself into the shaft, but that might take a while. Well, I'd like to go in today if possible. Of course, of course. Would a good length of rope suffice? You could brace against the wall of the mine shaft. Are you strong enough to support your own weight? Against the wall? I think so. Excellent. Thank you, Balthus. Of course, here you go. Do be careful though, make sure the ropes are secure. I will, until later. Good luck, Magdalene. Okay, so we could do that route, but obviously we're going to go for the twins. Hello. Ciao, Magdalene. Ah, he's from Italy. Well, that explains it. I had absolutely no idea what the language was originally that he spoke. All I knew is that we spoke it. We do speak Italian, right? No. Well, yeah, there we go. Can't speak any foreign languages other than Italian. There you go. So yes, we do speak Italian. So that's how we were able to translate that. Now, we need to find this small child somewhere. They're probably in the main town. Let's have a look. I'm assuming you were meant to get this quest earlier because this quest seems to be one to encourage you to go around town. Like, you know, just something to get you to actually explore a little bit. So not there. Are you back in the first place? No. Okay. I'm assuming she won't be inside a house. Could she have gone to the mill? Maybe? She might have gone up this far. Already spoken to Paul today. We can't go to the Roman ruins. Let's go to the meadow this way, and then we can go left past the inn to check. I don't think she would have gone any further than the inn. Yeah, so she must be in the farms. Ah, there she is. You can't hide from me, little bean. You're too good, Mag. I will go find Mom now. I better get this hat. I just had the thought in my head. I'm like, that's my prize for doing this, right? You get the hat. And if it gives me the option of taking the hat, 100% we're taking the hat. Hello? Oh, I guess she didn't go and find her mother? Maybe she went back to the bakery? Maybe she just disappeared out of existence? Yeah, I think she just disappeared out of existence. Fair enough, fair enough. Right. What do we still need to do? Outer Tassing. The old salt mine. Is that it? So, we have the Historia. I should sit down to read it thoroughly soon. Perhaps I'll learn something for the mural. We learned that they were searching for frogs. We should report back to Artemis. And then Smokey told me his story about the things. Yes, and this is all about the early history and yeah, okay. Cool. Let's head back to our house briefly, just to see if we can read the book first. It might say it takes time, and this might be where we have to choose. But let's just head back and see what we can do here. No, so we can sleep, which isn't what we want to do. We should also head upstairs to see if there's anything we can do with Klaus. I don't imagine there is, but we'll see. Hello. Nope. We just woke him up. And then immediately left. Right, so nothing to do here, so I guess our only option left is to go back and speak to Artemis. Okay then. Run all the way back, through the forest. We were warned about the forest though, which is slightly worrying. It makes me think that we're going to run into the Lord's men at some point, which would be bad. But anyway, hey Artemis. Hey Max, how's your errand going? I gave the key to Father Thomas. I told him I found it outside the church. He didn't suspect anything. Ha, well I suppose that works. Alright, as promised, Apollo and I will show you how to get into the mine. Come, follow me. Are you sure you want to do this, Magdalene? There's some creepy things down there. Who knows how many people have died in those mines. Right, it's probably haunted. You should back out now. Wow, you still can. You two don't scare me. I'm going down there. Alright, but you can't blame us if a ghost gets you. You were warned. Anyway. It's not that bad as long as you know where to put your feet. We do it all the time. Come on, let's get on with it. I don't want to get in trouble again. Fine, fine. Start with your feet on the inner ledge, Magdalene, then look for the ledges that look like shelves. Alright, here goes. Don't forget to move your hands down before your feet so that you don't slip. Hike your skirt a little. Hike your skirt a little. Do you want to get caught? Hike your skirt a little. Do you... This doesn't make sense. Do you don't get it caught too? So, that should be so, right. Hike your skirt a little so you don't get it caught too. It's easier that way. I was just trying to translate it. I was like, which word is wrong here? In my brain, I couldn't work it out, but the S key is next to the D key, so that makes a lot of sense. Wait, the missing rung. Oh, right, there's a missing rung near the bottom. Watch your step or you'll fall. Uh-huh, like this idiot, haha. Why'd you have to say that? Why'd you always have to embarrass me? Alright, I got it, thanks. And in we go. Instead of using a rope, we are instead climbing down. Without the rope. Well, this doesn't seem sensible. And then there's a missing rung that we need to watch out for. Cool. We made it down without any trouble whatsoever. Good. Good. I did it. I'm at the bottom. Good job, Magdalene. Good luck doing whatever you're doing down there. Hope you don't die, Magdalene. Climbing out might be trickier. Oh well, time to take a look around. Would have been good if we could have used the rope as well, but you know, whatever. That's fine, I guess. So, there are lots of different coins down here. How odd. It's not like this in a Saint's Well. Oh, a tablet. There's still writing on it. Oh, it's a poem. I think it's a love note. Well. Ugh, I would have chucked this shit down a mine shaft too. Right. Oh, this looks like a larger version of some of Baltus's contraptions. Now that I'm down here, I should see what I can find from the Roman era and before. Oh, bones. They're far too big to be human. That's what must have scared Apollo so much. We have two options, the cave or go down for this. Let's get this first. Ooh, a piece of pottery. It's beautiful. Let's go in the cave. Ooh, another shard. Oh. Oh, these must be the same types of figures that Till and the other farmers find in the fields. To think there were so many remnants of our ancestors scattered in fields and caves like this. Ooh, another thing. Pottery is scattered everywhere. And another piece of pottery. Another piece. I wonder if they're all the same pot. Well, that would be convenient, wouldn't it? Right, down here. Not much else here right now. Oh, another piece of pottery. Another piece. Into the cave. I am starting to wonder, right? Oh no. I'm not wondering anymore, and I'm starting to think. Could this be where the person who writes all the notes has like a hideout, and this is how it's going to link to Andreas? It's going to be like we find the secret lair of the person writing all the notes for Tassing, and then we have to do our own investigation without letting anyone know. But then I saw this writing, and I'm like, that doesn't look dissimilar. I mean, it might be a coincidence that it looks kind of similar to the other writing. I mean, it is in a different language than the other writing, but still, looking at this, I'm like, could this be the writing of the person writing all the notes? There's a Latin inscription here. Tassia, give me water, or Pluto preserve me. The salt is drying me to death. Yikes! Doesn't sound like working down here was pleasant. Never mind. So that's not what that was, but still, little concerned. Oh, this looks like a Roman map of Tassing. Wonder what's changed. Let's see if I can map everything out. There's the aqueduct in the spring. The abbey was the old fort on the hill, and then there's the rest of the town. Wait, what's this building? I don't recognize it. Mithrium. I don't recognize that word from any of my books. I can't quite tell what it's meant to label on the map. Maybe some sort of temple? Or whatever it is, it's not in Tassing now. That's so odd. Okay, so maybe a potential temple's been destroyed? Another inscription. It's not very formal. A worker must have carved it. Lateus' soul ascended in the Mithrium. My soul will descend in this damned hall of salt. Christ, that's rough. Mithrium. It's like a temple to Mithras? Okay. Well, we'll have one of these. Another shard. This almost looks like an altar. What would an altar be doing in a salt mine? It's even carved out of the salt. I think it's a statue of Mithras. He's usually depicted with a dagger and a torch. It's less detailed than I expected. Okay. So, they were making their own carvings of Mithras because they couldn't go to the Mithrium. Oh, another shard. Right, and then more Latin writing. If we cannot enter the Mithrium, we will make our own altar to the gods. Yeah. So, again, what I just said. There's that word again, Mithrium. It must be an important place for the Romans. Okay. So we've been everywhere we need to be here. I don't know who Mithras was in Roman mythology. I'm trying to think who Mithras was. I have no idea. Well, I'm sure the game will tell us, but I'm in my head, I'm like, it's bugging me. I guess it must be something to do with souls and, like, you know, the dead, because, well, they were talking about them ascending in the Mithrium, but I don't know. Another pottery piece. I found a lot of these pottery pieces. I should find out if they're all from the same pot. Ah, a click and drag puzzle. I can do this. It's not a click and drag, it's just a click and drop. And then you have to rotate it. Oh no. Right. Is this bit right? That must be right, because I can't click it and move it. I can move this one. But I can't click and move anything else. So if this is correct, then this goes in there, right? Just going to move that out of the way for a second. So then we could assume that this has to go something like that, right? So we need another line. There's another line. Something like that. Then we'll put this one in here. Perfect. Look at that. That's starting to come together. Right, so we need his leg. There's his leg. No, it's someone else's leg, actually. Okay. So that must be down here then. Yeah, so that'll go into that one. Working out where everything else goes here. So, I think that's that guy's head. Yeah. There we go. So we need his arm as well. So this one. Perfect. Then... No, so this must be down here. That's not right. That doesn't feel right at all. Need this guy... Oh, so this guy needs a dagger in his hand. Okay. So this person's been stabbed. Is that the same person? Maybe? Okay. I'm just trying to work out what the story is before it tells us. There's also got this face. I guess that has to go in here then. Yeah, it has to look like that. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I have no idea what it's meant to be telling us. So that one goes down here. This one's the hair. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm going to need the explanation game. Got it. The figures on this pot lid look like they're telling a story. The paintings must depict an early myth even before the Romans. Let's see. These must be Perchta. These must be forest spirits, part of the wild hunt. Oh god, the next part looks like a human sacrifice. Someone, maybe a chieftain, is sacrificing a man to Perchta? The bottom half of the lid continues the story. Looks like these look like spirits. They must be coming in to feast on the sacrifice. It must be how our ancestors tried to keep Tassing safe. They offered sacrifices to Perchta. Well, to think that our ancestors made this and I'm holding it now, maybe this is what I could paint in the mural. I'll have to think about it more before I decide for certain. Alright, I better keep going before I run out of oil in my lamp. Oh, a cave-in. The wood here looks newer than the first parts of the mine. Was this collapse recent? I won't be able to go any further with all the rubble. I suppose this is as far as I can go. Still, the murals on the walls showed me what Tassing was like when the Romans were here. I wonder if I can find out where the Mithraeum was, or what it is. And putting the poetry shard back together showed me some of the earliest stories of Tassing. I think I've seen everything I can down here, and my oil is running out. Time to climb back out. I'm waiting for a twist. It feels like we got a twist coming, right? Like, you know, suddenly we can't get out, or the Lord's men are waiting at the top, or, you know, something. It would seem too easy for us to just exit the mine and everything to be okay. Told you. Ah. Wait, who's that? Hello, is someone there? Oh. So that... Another mysterious person tried to drop a stone on us. Maybe this is the person who's been writing all the notes. Better get out of this shaft before another rock comes coming crashing down. I was trying to think who it looked like. It looked like that we only saw a second. It looked like they had a long beard. The only person I could think of is Peter. But I don't know for sure. Who was that? Even Apollo and Artemis would have helped me out of there. Well, now that I have more information, I can make some decisions on the first section of the mural. I should get back to the rat house and get to work. Cool. So nothing, like, monumentally bad happened, but I'm fairly certain someone tried to kill us. Go to the rat house. What if I don't want to go to the rat house? What if I want to go somewhere else? I don't know, I suspect going to the rat house might be my only option. Yes, it seems to be my only option. We haven't read the Historia yet. Hello. You. That looks like the person who we saw, like, above the mine shaft. Yes? I'm Haller Brandt, the Lord's gamekeeper. Why are you grazing pigs in the woods? Were you watching me a few minutes ago? That rock almost hit me. No, let's not accuse. Let's just say I'm the printer's daughter, Magdalene Drukerin. Been asked for your name, asked why you were grazing pigs here. Answer me. That's not my pig. I've been walking around this forest for hours. Other than the charcoal burner and the tinker, you're the only other person I've seen. The pig doesn't belong to you. What are you doing here? Well, let's just be honest. I was in the salt mine. Doing what? Wait, I don't care. Just tell me whose pig this is. Well, I don't know. The pig was in the woods when I came in here. Ah, mysterious lost pig, who apparently belongs to no one. I'm gonna say nothing. Oh, okay. If I find any more pigs in these woods, I'll kill them on the spot. And those who brought them here. Do you understand? Yes? Good. Remind your neighbors what happens when you break the Lord's laws. I knew the Lord's men patrolled these woods, but I've never seen one before. I didn't realize they were so strict. I suppose I should consider myself lucky. Anyway, time to get out of these woods and back to work at the rat house. Okay. So, if we think that he potentially tried to kill us, do you think he potentially tried to kill Klaus? Hello. I just wanted to warn you, like, there's a guy coming around with a gun in here. Artemis, guy with a gun? No? Okay. Well, I'll see you later then. Don't you worry about it. I guess. Right. Father Thomas, guy with a gun, watch out. Continue running back this way. Let's head into our house, see if we can read this book. I would really like to read the book. Oh, hello everybody. Hello, Clara. Magdalene, dear. Hello, Clara. Thank you again for helping me look after the house. Can't tell you how much more time this gives me to work on the mural. Oh, it's no trouble. You have your hands full as it is. I know my dad really enjoys the company while I'm working too. Ah yes, he sleeps most of the day, but he's been in good spirits whenever I drop in on him. You two keep a clean house too, well aside from the workshop, but I can't blame you for that. I've left that to you to take care of. I don't want to damage any of your supplies. Thank you, Clara, truly, you've been such a blessing to us both. Oh, you're such dear Magdalene, God bless you. Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. Let's see if we can read our book over here. We're not allowed to read our book. Okay. Let's head upstairs. Hello, Klaus. How you doing? He's fine. Okay. Should we go and maybe see... Let's go to the town commons, just very briefly. I just want to see whether we can get our hat. Hey, Alts. This way. Nope. She is not back here yet. Fine. Right. We'll leave. Then we'll go this way. And North Town. Over to the rat house. Right. In here. Ah, maybe we can read our book here. Hey Mags, how's the mural coming along? Magdalene. And you let it go. Mags is so much easier. No, Otto Zimmerman, I can't. Ugh, don't call me. Fine. Anyway, Magdalene, how's the mural going? It doesn't look like much yet. And neither do you, but the town has learned to accept it over the last 18 years. Anyway, I only just finished priming the wall, now I have to decide what to depict. It's hard to piece together the history of Tassing when it happened so long ago. Since the Abbey library burned, I can only rely on stories from people around Tassing. Even what I could find out about the Romans and the pagans was obscure. I had to go into the old salt mine to find anything. At least now I know what to paint for the first part of the mural. So, what is it? Well, let's see what we're going to go for. I think the one that we found in the ruins isn't the one that we should put on the wall. I don't think the human sacrifices are what we should do. I think we should do Il Peter's one. Legend about the chieftain Raetus who healed a wolf that led him to our spring. I think that's a better one. It's the same story that Smokey told us, but older. I think that's the best one for us to have here. Let's do it. Oh, really? Is that how we all got here? And it sounds like some story I heard about a saint. I don't think I've heard it, sorry. So what made you choose this story anyway? It's a story about a pagan past that isn't overly supernatural. Yeah, I think that works. I guess if it's just a wolf and a man in a spring, that makes sense. Hopefully that will keep Father Thomas from hassling you. Thanks for explaining it. Of course, I want you all to understand why I'm making these choices. Well, now that I've figured out this portion of the mural out, I better start thinking about our next section. I'll leave it to you, Magdalene. Good night, Oz. Good night, Magdalene. Okay. A few hours later. Now I've decided how to depict Tassing's earliest history, I should decide how to paint Kiersau's history. Mother Illuminata's letter mentioned Matthew Fausigny Sois used to be a brother in Kiersau. She said he knew a great deal about the Abbey's history. I should write to him and ask him what he remembers. Oh, and I have Esther's letter to answer too. I should write to them both now, before bed. Oh, before I write, I should read that old book Brigitte gave me. Maybe I'll learn something pertinent for the murals. I want to read the book. How do I read the book first? It's very important that we read this book. Okay. I'm just going to click right and hope that it lets us read the book first. Alright, where to begin? Right, the old book. It was the Baron's before Martin stole it. When the Romans, having conquered the town, built up the walls around it, they established many temples here. Or there. This is harder to read than I thought. The book isn't in great shape either, since it's been sitting in a farmer's house for so long. Let's see. I guess actually if you had found the book earlier, which I guess you could have found it in Andreas's first investigation, maybe the book would be in better quality for Magdalene creating a mural now. It's kind of weird where you're like, I wonder how the connections are connecting through the whole game to this point. Anyway. Oh, here's a section about the various dedications erected to the town. That might be easier to read. Regio simulacrum in agra ut Mars nostrum operum conspixiat. I raise a vision in a field so that Mars may behold our work. Sidit Diana loco scaturiginosus ipsa. Diana, the virgin Roman goddess of the hunt and wilderness. Diana is also associated with fertility, the moon, and the underworld. Diana sat in a place with water oozing up from herself. What does that mean? Remus ut defendat oppidum. Let us pray so that he or she may defend the town. None of this really makes any sense. Maybe someone with better Latin than me could help me read it. The book is so big though, it'd be a lot of work. I could ask Sister Gertrude or Baltas for help. Werner too, he's much better at Latin than anyone else in the town. Maybe even Father Thomas, even though Dad warned me not to bother him with secular books. Chances are slim they could help, but it might be worth asking about. I should finish writing my letters first. Mother Illuminata told me that Matthew knew some of the Abbey's early history. He's the Archdeacon of Sion now. I should write to him before the snow comes. I'll write to Esther too. Let's definitely write it with his proper title, the Archdeacon of Sion. My name is Magdalene Druckeren. I'm the daughter of Tassing's town printer, Klaus. My father and I are creating a mural for Tassing's Rathaus. We want to show the history of the town and the abbey. Let's name drop Mother Illuminata, because then he has a connection and he has a reason to write back. She told me that you might be the best person to ask about Kiersau's early history. I understand you're a busy man, but we would be most appreciative of any information you could give us. If you know of any other places where we might learn of the Abbey's history, we would appreciate it. I know it may be of small comfort, but there are many in Tassing who regret what happened during the revolt. Sister Gertrude is still here with the poor Clares, and she speaks fondly of the old abbey. Thank you for your help. Magdalene. Okay. Esther. Please forgive me for not writing sooner. There is so much has happened since I last wrote. Even as my last letter was en route to you, my dad was attacked in the workshop in the middle of the night. He survived, thank God, but his injuries are terrible. I worry about him. He's so dizzy he can't get out of bed. Some days his eyes become foggy and his memory fails him. Dr. Stoltz said that he's not going to recover, and that it's only a matter of time before he succumbs to the injury. Of course, our good doctor is incompetent and a known drunkard, so he's been of little additional help. I can only pray that between the resting and the ministrations, Dad can at least be comfortable. I have no idea who could have wanted to attack my father or why. I found a note by him too. All it said was, "Stop." It wasn't from the shop because the script was written in the most elaborate hand I've ever seen. No one in Tassing has such skill in script as far as I know. And anyway, I don't have the time to wonder about it. I've had my hands full running the workshop alone while tending to Dad. What's more, the town council intended to cancel the mural entirely. I had a hell of a time convincing them to let me paint it instead. They made a fuss about me being too young, not experienced enough, not strong enough to be on the scaffold. You know how it is. I suppose I shouldn't have expected any better of them. Working on the mural has been a welcome distraction from the naysayers and my chores. I'm worrying about Dad. Otz has been coming over under the pretense of helping me prepare my paints too. I wish he'd stop. He's not subtle and his flirting is annoying. I'd like to have the whole mural finished by Christmas if I can. I just want to finish it in time for Dad to see it. It would mean so much to him. If Dr. Stoltz is right, I don't know how long I'll have. I hope you're faring better than we are here. All my love, Magda. And time is moving on again. Just a few hours, though. Ah. So could we leave now? We are able to leave and go about town and ask people about this book. I see. There might not be anything for us to do. Let me just see if I can leave. We can. Okay, cool. Right, well, I'm going to end the episode there then. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.